Hi! Today we're going to read the book Kameel's Little Secret, written by Hassan Marashi, illustrated by Ruth Burrows. Deep in the Arabian desert, where the palm trees gently swayed and the hot sun beat down on the large sand dunes, a merchant was bringing home camels from the town market. He had bought so many camels that he hadn't noticed one of the little calves was quite different from the rest. "What do we have here?" said the merchant to the little camel. "Whatever will I do with you?" The other camels chuckled and whispered to the calf, "You're not going to stay much longer, little one." "But why?" asked the puzzled calf. "Why can't I stay?" "You're different," said one camel. "Too different." "But I'm a camel just like you," said the calf. "Aren't we all the same?" Another camel replied, "No, not quite, I'm afraid." Days went by, and the merchant saw that all the camels were getting along, playing, eating, and drinking together, but the little calf was made to keep to himself. The merchant felt sorry for him and decided it was time to find a new home for the little calf. The next morning, the merchant fed and groomed the little camel, then took him far into the desert. They walked for hours until the merchant finally spotted the perfect place for the calf. "Here we are, little one," said the merchant. "This will be your new home." He took off his baggy blue jacket and put it on the camel's back. "This will help you avoid the laughs and stares," the merchant explained. "Now run along, little Kameel." And so, with a baggy blue jacket and a new name, the little camel was left to find his own way in the desert. Kameel's jacket made him very, very hot, but he was afraid the other animals would find out about his secret, so he never took it off. A sweaty tummy was a small price to pay to avoid being left alone again in the desert. Time went by, and Kameel the camel made many new friends in the desert. As he grew bigger and taller, his jacket got smaller and tighter, but he still managed to hide his secret. When it rained, the other animals would go swimming in the giant puddles, but Kameel would not join in. "I don't want to get wet," he would say. When the puddles dried up, all the animals would play in the mud, but Kameel would not join in. "I don't want to get muddy," he would say. When the mud went away, all the animals would make sand angels, but Kameel would not join in. "I don't want to get sandy," he would say. Kameel often missed a lot of fun just to keep his blue jacket on. It made him feel sad, but he knew he would feel worse if the animals find out his secret. One summer afternoon, Kameel and his friends Sammy the snake, Mimi the mouse, and Harris the horse set off to find the perfect spot for a picnic. "Look!" shouted Harris. "There's an oasis. How about we have our picnic under the palm trees?" Kameel was relieved. His jacket was making him so sweaty. Under the desert sun, some shade was exactly what he needed. After everyone's belly was full, it was time to play. The group settled on hide and seek, Kameel's favorite game. So Sammy, Mimi, and Kameel went off to hide while Harris started counting. Mimi spotted a lush green bush. "I'll hide in there," she said. "That's much too prickly for me," said Sammy. "And too short for me," Kameel added. Sammy started toward a tall slanted tree. "I'll hide up there." "That's just too slim for me," said Kameel. Finally, Kameel found the perfect hiding spot where he was sure no one would find him. It only took Harris a few minutes to find Sammy and Mimi, but Kameel was nowhere in sight. The three of them searched and searched, but they just could not find their camel friend. Sammy slithered to the top of a big rock to take a break. He closed his eyes for a moment, but then realized something was not right. This rock is soft and fluffy, Sammy realized. Surprised, Mimi climbed up next to Sammy. That's strange, she said. Let's try this one. Sammy and Mimi hopped onto the next rock. This one is soft and fluffy too, they both exclaimed. The three friends sat there for a moment feeling puzzled. Then Harris noticed Kameel's blue jacket sticking out from under the rocks. Oh no, said Harris. I hope Kameel isn't in trouble. He never takes off his jacket. Mimi scurried under the rock and began to pull on the jacket. Suddenly, the rock moved, and then it shouted, Woo! The rock laughed as it leapt up into the air. Stop, that tickles! Harry, Sammy, and Mimi stood there stunned. The rock was Kameel. Kameel, you took your jacket off, they all exclaimed. Kameel's laugh quickly turned into a frown. I always keep it on so that no one will stare at me, but I had to take it off to blend in with the other rocks, he explained. Kameel's friends were confused. Why would anyone stare at you? Sammy asked. Because I have 2 humps, of course. My blue jacket keeps them hidden, replied Kameel. But why would you want to hide your humps? Asked Mimi. Haven't you noticed? All the other camels only have 1 hump. I'm the only one who is different, Kameel said sadly. But being different is a good thing, Mimi insisted. We're all a little different in some way. My back hooves are bigger than my front hooves, but they help me jump higher, said Harris. And the scales on my tummy are backwards, but they help me climb better, Sammy chimed in. And my eyes are huge, but they help me see farther, piped up Mimi. Kameel certainly agreed that his friend's features were good differences. Maybe his was too. Well, I never thought of it that way, he said. Harry smiled at Kameel and said, Now, come on, we have a game of hide and seek to play. You're much better at hiding without your blue jacket. So the 4 friends laughed and played, and Kameel never felt like wearing his blue jacket ever again. The end.